Hey, my name is Mohan, I'm the CMO of Naron.
My name is Luca, and I'm the CEO of Naron.
Luca, let's talk about system prompts. We briefly covered them in the past video, but I think there's a lot of room to expand on it and explain to the audience exactly what it is.
Yeah, definitely. So what a system prompt is, it's sort of the first invisible prompt that a user interacts with when they start working with an AI model. For example, if you're using ChatGPT, a lot of people don't actually know that behind the scenes, before you even get to the model, OpenAI is putting in a little bit of instructions. Be friendly, answer concisely. It's basically whatever OpenAI puts behind the scenes. And so if you actually look over here, this is an example of what a system prompt looks like. And the LLM is reading from top to bottom, right? So we're actually seeing the first system prompt come in. You're a helpful customer service support agent for AMC Incorporation. Be friendly, ask about pricing, X, Y, and Z. And then your message that comes in is actually the second message in the chat, right? Which is, how do I cancel my subscription? And so that gives the LLM some context on how the answer should be. And this is not limited to just ChatGPT. This is any AI product. Actually, some of the best AI products, there's a lot of information that goes into the system prompt.
And so if you're creating an AI tool for your business, how should you go about treating system prompts?
All you need to know when creating an AI tool, when it comes to system prompts, is that it's going to be the first message and it's going to dictate a lot of the chat that goes on. It doesn't need to only be instructions to the first result that comes, but it can essentially shape even 30, 40 messages down the road of how exactly we should tailor the conversations and stuff like that. In future videos, we're going to go over tool calls. Tool calls are essentially how you give the LLM the ability to be able to use your Gmail, your calendar, and all of that. The actual ability to use those tools is nested inside the system prompt. And so we'll get to it in other videos.
Sure.
But if you look at, for example, how the best tools right now are building the system prompts, you look at ChatGPT, we covered that. They typically have like you're a useful assistant. Cursor, for example, dictates that Cursor is a coding agent that is focused on coding. It has a lot of, for example, best practices in coding and engineering. Perplexity is a search agent, so it has information about always citing sources. And for example, when we build AI CRMs, we embed a lot of company-specific information into the CRM, right? Jane doesn't like long documents. Adam likes long documents. All of that goes into system prompts.
That's interesting. So you can get essentially the same LLM with the same input, giving you two completely different outputs.
Yeah, and that's because of the system prompt. There could be one system prompt that tells you to answer like a legal assistant in this case, and there could be another system prompt telling you to answer like a customer service rep. And so depending on the situation, you want to be able to manipulate your system prompts differently. When you build your own tools, you don't just have one system prompt. You have hundreds of system prompts, right? So if I'm using an AI agent for inputting data into my CRM, I'm going to use a system prompt that's particularly set for that specific task. And if I then use another feature in my CRM, I have a whole other system prompt that we'll use to get that output.
Interesting, and tool calls are also going to play a big part in how that output's going to look like. So guys, we'll go in depth on that in the future video. For the time being, subscribe to our newsletter, links down in the description below. You can also find us on LinkedIn, where we're very active on a day-to-day basis, and we'll see you in the next video.